And good afternoon and welcome to Kinnelon High School in Kinnelon, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions Boys Lacrosse, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's game between the newly crowned champion of the Hunter and Warren Sussex Conference tournaments, the Pope John Lions, and the Kinnelon Colts. The Pope John Lions winning on Saturday against Voorhees by a score of 13-4 in the Hunter and Warren Sussex final at Lenape Valley High School, and congratulations to the Lions, who had a slim 5-4 lead with about 10 minutes to go in that contest. And then the last 10 minutes, they opened up the floodgates, and they laid it on Voorhees to win, going away 13-4. That puts the Lions at 14-1 on the season, 5-0 in the Waterman Division. Hunter Perillo with 4 goals in that contest. Travis Heller with a pair. Sam Canetta with a fourth quarter hat trick. Jack Lucci and Brody Pillock with goals. And it was Mikey Ramirez winning the MVP with all the face-off wins that he had in that tournament final. And Daniel O'Leary in net having 10 saves. And Pope John really pouring it on in the latter part of that game to win 13-4. So now they go back to regular season action. 14-1 overall, 5-0 in the Waterman Division. They take on a Kinnelon Colts team who's 9-5 overall and 2-3 in the Waterman. They're looking to pick up ground as we get into the latter part of this season. Let's go over the rosters for you. We'll start with Kinnelon. Number 0 is Pat Diskowitz, and it looks like he may be the goaltender for today for Kinnelon. Number 1, as I go ahead and grab my umbrella, it is starting to rain again here at Kinnelon High School. We've got rainy and wet conditions for most of the afternoon. So we'll have Andrew Corrado as number 1. Number 2 is Ryan Camino. Number 3, Chase Broncaleone. Number 4 is Luke Batesel. Number 6, Luke Piccola. 7, Kamani Hinton. 10, Vasily Mihalis. Number 12, Josh Fine. 14, Jesse Chomick. 16, Landon Smith. 19, Joey Batesel. 20, Matt Goldstein. 22, Luke Mariello. 23, Ben Klinger. Number 24, Peter Carrera. 27, Johnny Papendick. 28, Mike Ferretti. 30, Peter Schmidt. 33, Brett Gang. 35, Joe Marino. 36, Matt Weiss. 42, Thomas Costco. 43, Joe Ferrara. Number 44, Chase Murphy, and also Trevor D'Antone, who's a sophomore with no number. The head coach of the Kinnelon Colts is Tom Mott. Assistant coaches Dom Gigante, Ryan Batesel, and Chris Lochtel. For the Pope John Lions, we start with number 1, Andrew Sanchez. Number 2 is Magnus Bars. Number 3, Anthony Schnabel. Number 4, Peyton Fox. Peyton is still injured. We're waiting to see. He is, I believe, on the sidelines with Pope John. He's been practicing, or at least getting back. He should be back soon into the lineup. Number 5, Jack Calucci. Number 6, Sam Canetta. Number 7, Travis Heller. Number 8, Matthew Sledge. Number 9, Mikey Ramirez. Number 10, Vic Fiore. 11, Hunter Perillo. 12, Nick Michello. 13, Justin Perella. 15, Johnny Pippa. 16, Amir Young. 17, Connor Clifford. Number 18, Evan Wyatt. Number 19, Mike Marston. 20, Hayden Marshall. 21, Matthew Riley. 22, Andrew Gallant. 23, Brody Pillock. 24, Zach Cash. 25, Chris Sabella. Oh, no, 25 is actually Jonathan Brugg. 26, Chris Sabella. 27, Emilio Bronco. 28, Jacob Post. 29, Andy Olivo. 30 is Steve Leonard. 32, Nick Boyanowski. 50, Sutton Fullwood. 51, Andrew Jessamaria. The goalkeepers, number 31, Michael Formasano. 55, Owen Hoole. And in net today for the Pope John Lions, number 52, Daniel O'Leary. The president of the Catholic Academy of Sussex County is Father Michael Parisi. The principal of Pope John High School is Gene Emmerich. The athletic director, Brian McAleer. The athletic trainers, Gerard Graziano and George Martin. The head coach of the Pope John Lions, Joe Della Fera. Assistant coaches, Ryan Cummings and Mike McGovern. We have the national anthem. Our national anthem. We are here live at the Spiro Sports Center in Kinnelon, New Jersey, at Kinnelon High School, as the Pope John Lions boys lacrosse varsity squad takes on the Kinnelon Colts. Mike Formisano along with you on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, congratulations to the boys lacrosse team from Pope John for their 101 Sussex Championship on Saturday against Voorhees 13-4. But it's back to regular season, and Pope John has 3 more contests to go before the potential state tournament. They've got this game today against Kinnelon. JV right afterwards. We'll have both games. Next Wednesday, they'll have an 8-day break. They'll host Morris Knowles on Wednesday at Pope John High School, and then one more road contest against Westfield next Saturday on Memorial Day weekend. And then the state tournaments. The Pope John Lions coming out to the field. It'll be the usual lineup that they've had throughout the season. Mikey Ramirez as the centerman, number 9. Sam Canetta, number 6. Jack Colucci, number 5. Travis Heller, number 7. And then you also have Magnus Bars and Anthony Schnabel out there. Matthew Riley, number 21, in that starting lineup today as well. And the Lions waiting for Peyton Fox to come back in to the lineup after recovering from injury. 14-1 Pope John. 5-0 in the Waterman division against the 9-5 Kinnelon Colts, 2-3 in the Waterman. Lights are turned on here with the inclement weather. Moderate rain. Lions in their white jerseys with blue shorts. Pope John on the front with gold numbers and the golden domes. The golden helmets there going right to left on your screen. Kinnelon in their green jerseys with white trim, white numbers, and green shorts with white helmets. They're going left to right. Here we go. Opening face-off between Ramirez and the Kinnelon Colts centerman. We'll get that name for you in just a second. That is Andrew Camato. And it's won by Ramirez. And he races up the field. Gives it to Brody Pillock. Pillock behind the net now. Shot goes high over the crossbar and out of bounds. Pope John's closest. We are with the inclement weather and me holding the umbrella and the scoreboard here. And we've got Disquitz, Pat Disquitz, the goaltender for Kinnelon, number 0. We're just going to go with Kinnelon's numbers right now until I can learn more of the roster and the players on the field for Kinnelon. I'll look for goals and so forth. But here's Ramirez along the near side, number 9 for Pope John. Ramirez trying to come in on number 23 for the Colts. Pass over to Heller. Heller rips it. Goes wild off the side of the net and picked up by Disquitz. Number 0, Pat Disquitz in net for Kinnelon today. Now to pass over to number 27. And that is Johnny Papendick. Canetta with a hit. Now Galucci. Papendick up the side to pass over to number 20 coming in on goal. The shot. Score! Number 20, Matt Goldstein scores just underneath the right arm of Daniel O'Leary. And Kinnelon, with 10:42 to go in the opening quarter, takes a 1-0 lead. So Kinnelon getting on the scoreboard early here against Pope John. And you wonder, after going through the 101 Sussex tournament, if Pope John is suffering from any kind of letdown. I don't think that will be accepted by the coaching staff. Joe Della Ferra will not have any of that. But, it is natural. Come off such a huge weekend and a victory that they had been working for the whole season. Come back into regular season play a few days later. It may take a little while to get going. Here is Sam Canetta. Canetta on the wing, comes back to the center. Now over to Galucci. Jack Galucci on the right. Galucci looking to race in towards the center, being checked by number 5 for Kinnelon. Now to pass down low to Galucci. The shot. Disquitz makes the save, and Kinnelon picks up the ball. Comes back to midfield, goes under Muggy Bar's stick. Here's Anthony Schnabel, who loses his pole, and picked up by number 2 for Kinnelon. Colts have control now behind the Pope John net. Pass out 24, bounces out of his stick. It's on the turf. Muggy Bars is able to scoop it up. And Bars races into the Kinnelon side of the field. Pass to Kinnetta, it's errant. And Kinnelon will take over. 1-0 Colts lead here on a goal by number 20, Matt Goldstein. Stolen away by Pope John. Mikey Ramirez over the midfield line. Pass to Gallucci on the left. Jack Gallucci now down low. To Heller. Heller, the backhand shot, score! Travis Heller, goal number 63 on the season. Heller puts it past Pat Diskowitz, and Pope John ties the score. What a piece. What a nice shot by Travis Heller there to put it behind the Kinnelon netminder. And with 9:18 remaining in the opening quarter, Pope John ties the score, one apiece. Well, with the 100 Warren Sussex Championship on Saturday, Pope John was able to raise their ranking from 19 to 18 in the NJ.com top 20. So, took them all season basically to break into the top 20, only with one loss. But they move up to number 18. Okay. Number 5 knocked down by Kinnetta, and it's going to be a Kinnelon ball. Pope John and Kinnelon in the same Wonderman division. Pope John in first place, only one game ahead of Scotch Plains Fanwood, who is 4-1. And that is that one loss was due to Pope John, who went to Scotch Plains Fanwood and won by a score of 8-6. Flag on the play, it's a delayed call. Here comes 23 in for Kinnelon, pass to 11. 11 over to number 4. We're just underway from Kinnelon High School at the Spiro Sports Center in Kinnelon, New Jersey. It's the Colts and the Pope John Lions, deadlocked one apiece. Number 4 racing in for Kinnelon. The shot on goal, score! Number 4 for Kinnelon, and that is Luke Batesel. Batesel with the goal with 8:31 to go in the first quarter, and the Colts take a 2-1 lead. Rain's starting to intensify a little bit. They say these conditions are going to be for the rest of the day for the most part. So we'll see how that affects the rest of this game and the JV. It's turf field out here, Kinnelon, so the water on these turf fields nowadays just really rolls off the field. The playing conditions stay in pretty good shape. It is a little wet out there, a little damp, so the players have to be careful, obviously. Mikey Ramirez with another face-off win. Ramirez, the tournament MVP of the 100 Warren Sussex from Saturday. And again, congratulations to him for that. Ramirez on the left wing being guarded by number 1 for Kinnelon. Now racing in. Pass down low to Kinnetta, now to Heller. The shot, score! Travis Heller into the top right corner. Ties the game with his second goal. Heller's goal with 8:04 to go in the first quarter. Ties the game with Kinnelon, 2 apiece. So now Ramirez will take the face-off against number 1 for Kinnelon. I have the roster here for Kinnelon. I just don't know the names. I can go ahead and look at it with the rain and with the umbrella. And the paper's already starting to get wet, so the names are smudging. I want to try and preserve it as much as possible. So we'll, anytime there's a goal scored, we'll go back to it. We know the goaltender's name for Kinnelon, so. Here's Jack Gallucci, the pass down to the freshman, Brody Pillock. Pillock with a goal in the 100 Warren Sussex finals, so did Gallucci. Kinnetta had a 3-goal fourth quarter in order to retain, or I'm not retain, but to get a hat trick. Shot by Pillock, saved by Diskowitz. And it goes toward the end line. Kinnetta's closest. Now the rain really starting to pick up here. It's more than moderate. But they'll play through it. Here is Sam Kinnetta on the left. Kinnetta looking to break in. The shot. Score! Sam Kinnetta just inside the right post. And Pope John takes their first lead of the day, 3-2. The goal comes with 7:11 remaining in quarter number 1. Sam Canetta inside the right post to give Pope John a 3-2 lead. Well, now here's the face-off between Ramirez and number 1. That is Andrew Corrado. Well, Ramirez scoops it up, takes it into the Kinnelon side of the field. Ramirez, 23 on him. Pass over to Vic Fiore, using the game for Pope John. Pillock down low. Take it behind the net. Looking to break in on the right post. Pass to Haller. Now to Gallucci. Fires. Score! Jack Gallucci with a laser beam. Past Pat Diskowitz. And the Pope John Lions are up by a deuce. 4-2 with 6:33 to go in quarter number 1. Nice shot by Gallucci. And now we're waiting for, I think that's Canetta tying his shoe down low by the Kinnelon goal. So Pope John with a 4-2 lead over Kinnelon. You know, the Lions, they were in a tight contest with Voorhees on Saturday. We didn't have the coverage of that game as we turned it over to Big State Sports, who had the exclusivity. And so they did a fine job with the game, of course. And we were talking on the broadcast. I was watching it back later because I went ahead and covered the softball game, which that was an exciting game. We'll get to that later. But Pope John, and I'll get more into this after we come back from timeout. It was a close game with Voorhees. Then they opened it up. Timeout called by head coach Joe Della Fera with 6:19 to go in quarter number 1. Pope John leads 4-2 over Kinnelon. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to the Spiro Sports Center in Kinnelon High School, Kinnelon, New Jersey, for Pope John Lions boys lacrosse. Mike Formisano here, calling today's action as the Pope John Lions boys lacrosse team have opened up a 4-2 lead on the Kinnelon Colts. Travis Heller with a pair of goals, Sam Canetta with one, Jack Gallucci with the other. So now Travis Heller will start out, and he'll pass it back to senior netminder Daniel O'Leary. O'Leary gives it up to Anthony Schnabel. Schnabel, pass to Muggy Bars. Across the midfield line, infraction against Pope John, and it will go back over to Kinnelon. Number 23, the pass into 2020, rips it. Save by Daniel O'Leary. Nice save by the senior netminder. He got his right foot in front of that. So now Heller working the ball upfield. As you can see the crowd in the background, a lot of Pope John fans and parents came out to the game, and as well as the Kinnelon fans on the other side. So I commend everybody out here who is braving these conditions, umbrella or not. Mikey Ramirez behind the net's got number 9 on him. It has really turned into a downpour here. I'll tell you, the baseball softball games will probably be called right now. But lacrosse, they'll play through it just like football. Stolen away by Kinnelon, number 14 with the ball on the far side. Heller racing after him. Oh, knocks it out of his cross. Nice play by Travis Heller. Right along the sideline in front of the Pope John bench. And Kinnelon will start up with it again. There's number 24 with it. We'll wait till he gets some help. Pass over to 19. Less than 5 minutes to go, first quarter. It's 4-2, Pope John over Kinnelon. Number 20, Matt Goldstein with it. Over to 24. Number 4, over to 24. Being guarded by Heller. Now over to Goldstein, number 20. Goldstein looking to break in on Gallucci. Oh, it's knocked loose by Muggy Bars, but he's going to get called for an infraction there as he got his elbow in on it. So an elbow on Muggy Bars, he's going to go off, and so now Kinnelon with a man advantage. So 4:14 remaining in the first quarter. Kinnelon will have a power play.
Did I get like a point when he scored?
So now, number 24 with it, Peter Correa. Pass over to number 4, Luke Batesel. Goes around to Goldstein, number 20. Pass down low to 24, the shot, score! A bounce shot by number 24, Peter Correa. Pass Daniel O'Leary. A power play goal for Kinnelon, and with 3:59 to go in quarter number 1, the Colts have cut the Pope John lead to 4-3. So now a face-off between Mikey Ramirez and number 1, Andrew Corrado. It's won by Ramirez. Pass back to Andrew Sanchez. It pops out of his cross. It's up in the air. He'll get it. Still on the turf. It's bouncing around. Scooped up by Ramirez. And we have timeout called. No, infraction against Pope John. And it'll go over to Kinnelon. So now the Colts move the ball up the field. Shoved by Canetta as he runs past. Ball's on the turf. Picked up by number 23 from Kinnelon. Pass down the field and scooped up by Andrew Sanchez. Pops out of his cross. Now picked up by 24, Correa. Peter Correa with it. Pass to 4, Luke Batesel. Batesel with it on the left. Pass to 19, Shoei Batesel. Now Papendick with it. Over to Luke Batesel. Back to Papendick, number 27. Pass down low to Correa, being guarded by Sam Canetta. Batesel to Correa. Over to Goldstein. Correa, number 24, pass to Batesel. 2:32 to go, first quarter. Kinnelon looking to work it in and get a good shot on Daniel O'Leary and the Pope John net. Here it is, Papendick, and a save by O'Leary. And scooped up by Matthew Riley, who takes a hit, but he gets it down the field into Kinnelon territory. Will stay in bounds? No, rolls out, and it'll be Kinnelon ball. Smart decision by number 14, Jesse Chornick, to make sure the ball rolled out of bounds. So Papendick over to Correa. Correa, number 24, breaks in the shot. Save by Daniel O'Leary. Nice save by the Pope John goalie. Now the pass up to Jack Gallucci. Pillock with it. Oh, Pillock's stick knocked out of his hands. No call. We play on. So the referees deemed that a legal hit. Canetta knocks over to number 2, and the whistle blows there. Minute 38 to go, opening quarter. So Kinnelon will start up with it. It's been an even game so far here in the first quarter. Kinnelon got the scoring started, and then Pope John responded. Travis Heller with a pair of goals. Sam Kinnelon added one to make it 3-2 after Kinnelon had tied it. And then Jack Alucci. But then Kinnelon's worked back, and they've cut the Pope John lead to 4-3. Batesel with the pass over. Down below to Goldstein. For Correa, and it bounces wide. There's number 19, Joey Batesel. Shot by Goldstein. I think it hit O'Leary's mask. May have gotten a stick as well, but it rolls towards the end line. Out of bounds. Kinnelon is closest. Here's Goldstein. Minute 12 to go. First quarter. Pass down low. Oh, Correa thought he had it. And he moved just a split second too soon. The shot. Score! Luke Batesel from the left wing is able to beat Daniel O'Leary. And with a minute 4 to go in quarter number 1, Kinnelon has tied the game with Pope John at 4. Luke Batesel, the senior midi. We have Joey Batesel on the roster. Number 19 is a junior, so I don't know if their brothers are related. But Luke Batesel with the goal ties the game at 4. Right after this game, stay tuned with us. We will have the JV contest here between Pope John and Kinnelon JV. Ball still on the turf. Scrum for it. Picked up by Kinnelon. 27, Papendick to Goldstein. The shot. Score! Matt Goldstein through the legs of Daniel O'Leary. And Kinnelon has grabbed a 5-4 lead. Oh, Kinnelon has turned on the offense today. They have come to play against this 14-1 Pope John squad. Time to goal. 49 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Kinnelon leading Pope John 5-4. Now the rain is almost all but stopped here. See if that holds out. Clouds are still ominous all over the place. Face off. It's on the turf. Ramirez is able to scoop it up as number 1, Corrado, loses a stick. Ramirez in Kinnelon territory. Shot on Disquith. Save. It's loose. Ramirez with another shot. It goes wide left. Out of bounds. Kinnelon's closest, as Pope John did not position a player towards the end line. So 29 seconds remaining. The goalkeeper for Kinnelon, Pat Disquith, with the ball. It's knocked loose. Pillock trying to scoop it up, and he does so. Nice play by Pillock. Now to Heller. Heller being harangued by 3 defensemen, still trying to get a shot off. Kinnelon defense all over him, and he knocked the ball loose as time expires. They blanketed Heller there so that he wasn't able to get a shot off. So nice play by the Kinnelon defense with 3 to 4 defensemen all over number 7. We're through one quarter here at the Spiro Sports Center. It is Kinnelon 5, Pope John 4. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Kinnelon High School in Kinnelon, New Jersey at the Spiro Sports Center for Pope John Lions Boys Lacrosse. Mike Formasano here calling today's action on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. The Kinnelon Colts with 5 goals in the first quarter lead Pope John 5-4. Pope John goals, 2 by Travis Heller, 1 by Sam Kinnelon, 1 by Jack Calucci. But Kinnelon coming back late in the first quarter with less than a minute to go, scored the go-ahead goal against Daniel O'Leary and Pope John. Lions 14-1, just coming off the Hunterdon Warren Sussex Lacrosse Championship this past Saturday, defeating Voorhees by a score of 13-4. And so they moved to 14-1 on the season. They're 5-0 in the Waterman division. Kinnelon 9-5 overall, and they're 2-3 in the Waterman. So not specifically a game for first place, but if the Lions do lose, that would open up an opportunity for Scotch Plains Fanwood to go into a first place tie, as they only have one loss, and that is to Pope John. Only 2 more games in the regular season for the Lions. They are home to Morris Knolls next Wednesday, on the road at Westfield next Saturday. Ramirez wins the draw as the Lions are now going left to right on your screen in their white jerseys and golden helmets. Kinnelon in their green jerseys and white helmets, they're going right to left. Canetta with it. Pass down low to Hunter Perillo. Perillo had 4 goals in the championship game against Voorhees. Here's Ramirez, shot. Deflected down by the Kinnelon defense. It's loose, and it goes high over the crossbar and out of bounds. Pope John's closest. And Hunter Perillo will pick up a ball on the end line and get it into Canetta. Here's Canetta being guarded by Papendick. Pass down low. The shot. Score! Hunter Perillo from Sam Canetta. And the Lions have tied the game 5 apiece. The goal comes 42 seconds into quarter number 2. Hunter Perillo puts it behind Diskowitz, and the Lions tie the game 5 apiece. Tomorrow on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube, weather permitting, please join us from Del Barton High School in Morristown, New Jersey, as the Pope John Lions baseball team will take on the Del Barton Green Wave. Pope John and Del Barton in the back end of a home-and-home. The Green Wave defeated Pope John yesterday 14-1 at Pope John High School. So the Lions looking to right the ship tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we'll be with you at Phillipsburg High School as the Pope John Lions girls lacrosse team takes on Phillipsburg. 6 p.m. that start on Thursday. Finally, Saturday, 11 a.m., Pope John baseball as they will host Mount Olive. Here's the pass over to Travis Heller. This shot. Score! Travis Heller with the hat trick, and he gives Pope John the lead back. It's now 6-5. Pope John over Kinnelon. Well, that goal from Heller comes with 1:18 into the second quarter. Pope John 6, Kinnelon 5. Heller has had some year. A hat trick again today. We're just early in the second quarter. Pope John gains possession on the Kinnelon infraction. Here's Canetta. Canetta down low. The shot. Score! Hunter Perillo. And he puts Pope John up by 2. Hunter Perillo scores to make it 7-5 Pope John. So 3 goals by the Lions in the first minute 28 of this second quarter. And they jump up from being down 5-4 to Kinnelon to leading 7-5. Now here's Ramirez. Wins the draw again. Mikey Ramirez, who is incredible on face-off wins. His percentages are through the roof. We've talked about this all season long, about what a job he does on the face-off circle. So the Lions break into Kinnelon territory again, set up their offense with 10-10 to go in the first half. Canetta looks to move in, being guarded by number 1, the shot. Score! Sam Canetta. Goal number 2 for him with 9:58 remaining. In the second quarter, it's 8-5 Pope John. Well, we saw just how explosive the Pope John offense can be on Saturday, leading Voorhees 5-4. They were able to score 8 goals in the last 10 minutes of that fourth quarter to win going away 13-4. It just shows you how determined and dedicated the offense really is. and how Ryan Cummings, the coach for Joe Delaferra, runs that unit, they would not be denied. 5-4 win? Here's Kinnelon into the Pope John side of the field. Good defense by Muggy Mars. Picked up by Jack Gallucci. Here's Gallucci. Up the field to Perillo. Perillo on left wing. Now coming in towards the side, pass to Heller. The shot, bounce shot goes wide right. And out of bounds. Pope John's closest. Pillock will scoop it up. Nine minutes to go in the first half. Here's Gallucci. Around to Ramirez as the rain is almost all but stopped. Slight drizzle now. Now Canetta, a pass to Pillock. Down low to Ramirez. Bounce shot. Score! A bounce shot past Pat Diskowitz and right into the top left corner of the net. Just underneath the crossbar and inside the post. A bounce shot goal by Mikey Ramirez. And the Lions, 5 straight goals here in the first 3.5 minutes of the second quarter. They lead 9-5. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Pope John 9, Kinnelon 5. We'll be back right after this from Kinnelon High School on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to the Spiro Sports Center at Kinnelon High School in Kinnelon, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions boys lacrosse, Mike Formasano here with you as the conditions here starting to get the spring allergies. So my apologies for that, trying to work through that. Well, Pope John has worked through a first quarter deficit. After one, they were trailing Kinnelon 5-4, and then the offense explodes once again. 5 tallies here in the second quarter. Travis Heller with 4 goals already. The Lions with 8.5 to go in the first half. They hold a 9-5 lead on Kinnelon. Please stay with us after this game. We're going to have the JV contest for you. Pope John JV Lacrosse against Kinnelon JV right here at Kinnelon High School. The next game for the boys lacrosse team will be next Wednesday at home. It'll be the home finale for the regular season against Morris Knowles, another division opponent. And then they go out of division for the final game of the regular season, Memorial Day weekend, Saturday on, I think it's the 24th. I could have the date wrong. It's the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. And, no, I think it is the 24th. And they take on Westfield on the road. And then we'll be with you with the state tournaments for as long as we can until exclusivity rights show up, or either way, we'll be with you for the first early rounds of the New Jersey State Tournament for boys lacrosse. And it has been some year for this team. And you know that head coach Joe Delaferra is going to want to see this squad finish strong and be rewarded with all the accolades and the trophies and congratulations that they deserve. And a 14-1 season, they've definitely deserved it so far. 7:39 to go here in first half. 9-5, Pope John. They have the ball. Here's Mikey Ramirez over to Sam Canetta. Canetta down low to Hunter Perillo. Now to Brody Pillock. Pillock to Heller. Heller over to Gallucci as they work the ball around the world. Here's Gallucci back again to Ramirez. Ramirez slows it up, gives it to Canetta. It has been an absolute joy to watch this team perform in the season. Here's Gallucci. Over to Ramirez. Back to Canetta. Canetta being defended by number 11 for Kinnelon, and that is, that's the one player I don't have on the roster. 23, Ben Klingler over there as well. Now to Ramirez up top. Gives to Galucci. Down low. Heller, the shot. It's right underneath Diskowitz. He didn't know where it was, but he makes the save. Nice save by the Kinnelon goalkeeper. Number 0, Pat Diskowitz. Correa with the ball. Stabel on him. Now Heller gives a swipe. Peter Correa. Heller with another hit on Correa's stick. Love tap, whatever you want to call it. Luke Batesel with it now. He slows things up to wait for the offense to sub in. Pass over to Johnny Papadick. Papadick up top. Pass to Correa. Correa on the left. Being guarded by Mikey Ramirez. Batesel. Over to Correa. Now to Goldstein on the right. Correa up top. Batesel on the left wing. Kinnelon working around, looking for a shot. Tight defense by Pope John. Magnus Bars poking away, trying to knock it loose. Here's Goldstein. Over to Batesel. Luke Batesel with it now. Ramirez on him. Now to pass. Back to Batesel. Over to Goldstein on the right. Correa down low. And the ball goes over the crossbar by Ryan Camino. So Kinnelon will keep it. The first prolonged offensive series here in the second quarter for Kinnelon, who looked so good in the first, scoring 5 goals. And Pope John really stunted them here in the second, scoring 5 times in quarter number 2 early to make it 9-5. Here's the shot off the side of the net. Kinnelon thought they had scored as the net moved, but it was off the side, just outside the post. So O'Leary passes it off to Heller, and Heller gives it up to Muggy Bars. Muggy Bars, who was the MVP of the hockey team, has played wonderfully on defense for Pope John here in Lacrosse. Shot by Perillo, and it goes out of bounds. Another hockey player for Pope John, as Perillo led the hockey team with scoring this year. The similarities between hockey and lacrosse. I've always said lacrosse is really a combination of hockey, soccer, and basketball, and all the different aspects. Here's Heller. Now out to Galucci. Galucci passes it back up to Ramirez. 4:13 to go in the first half. Pope John leading by 4, 9-5. Pass out to Ramirez, and Papadick gets in the lane and steals it away. Racing up the field. Pass down to 23. The shot off the post. Number 23, Ben Klingler, rings iron. And now here comes Galucci. Jack Galucci racing into Kinnelon territory. The shot goes wide right, out of bounds. And I believe Pope John is closest, so Perillo will pick it up. 3:46 to go, first half. Pope John leading by 4. Pass to Heller. Now to Galucci. Galucci fires, score! Into the middle of the net, just above the helmet of Diskowitz. Nice goal by Galucci. I believe that's number 2 for him. And the Pope John Lions hit double digits. 10-5 over Kinnelon with 3:41 to go in quarter number 2. Again, tomorrow on the channel, we will have Pope John Lions baseball at 4:30 p.m., weather permitting. We'll be out at Morristown at Del Barton Academy as the Green Wave host the Pope John Lions on the back end of a home and home. Also, if you're interested, and this is a big game, 100 and Warren Sussex final tomorrow for the softball team. They're at Phillipsburg at 4 p.m., taking on 100 and Central, the top seed. The softball team with an incredible comeback against North Hunterdon on Saturday to advance. That game will be streamed exclusively on Big State Sports, so go ahead and go over to BigStateSports.com to watch that contest for the softball team. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll carry the baseball game against Del Barton at 4:30. Timeout on the field. Pope John leads Kinnelon 10-5 with 3:27 to go in quarter number 2. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to the Spiro Sports Center at Kinnelon High School in Kinnelon, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions Boys Lacrosse, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's action. It has slowed down to a light rain here at Kinnelon. It was downpour in the beginning of the first quarter, but lacrosse don't play through anything, just like football, as long as there's no lightning. Lions lead 10-5 as they're doubling up Kinnelon here in the second quarter. Pope John scoring 5 goals to begin the second quarter, coming back from a 5-4 deficit to open up a 9-5 lead, and then they tallied on another one just a minute or two ago. So Pope John will start it out. Here's Sam Canetta. Pass over to Mikey Ramirez. Ramirez, the tournament MVP of the Huntington Warren Sussex lacrosse tournament. His face-off percentage, again, unreal. And you watch enough lacrosse, you realize how important the centerman is. Winning those face-offs can really dictate a game. Here is Galucci. Pass to Ramirez. Fires! Saved by Diskowitz. Nice save by the Kinnelon netminder. And now to pass out to number 9 for Kinnelon. Racing up the left side, looking to break in. He's got Galucci on him. Pass to 11. Waiting for the offense to come back on. He'll give it up to number 27, Johnny Papadick. Pass to Peter Correa. Correa with it.
I'm so sorry.
Now Ramirez on him. Pass down low to number 4, Luke Batesel. Inside the Papadick. Pope John defense swarming all over him. Now here's Muggy Bars with it. Bars will pass it up to Ramirez. 2:06 to go, first half. Here's Ramirez. Over to Heller. Travis Heller to Pillock. Heller on the right side. Pass down low to Perillo. Gives it to Canetta. Sam Canetta on the left wing. Papadick guarding him. He gives it back to Ramirez up top. Over to Galucci. Now to Heller. Canetta with it on the left wing. Trying to break in on Papadick. Can't do so. The ball goes to the turf. Perillo trying to scoop it up. Down low. The shot. Score! Travis Heller again with 1:20 to go. Makes it 11-5. Pope John over Kinnelon. Heller, the scoring machine for the Pope John Lions. Tallies again to make it 11-5. Lions over the Colts. I've forgotten how many he has now. It's 5, 6. Every game I do this. How many did Heller score today? Well, he only had 2 in the final against 40. I say only 2. You used to see him score 5 or 6 a game. Faster's going to enjoy Travis next year. And for the next 4 years. A lot of these seniors are going to move on to college and should be very successful in their programs. Pope John will miss them, but the pipeline is strong. As we'll see with the JV team later on. A lot of good talent on the JV team coming up in the Joe Delaferra program. Second-year head coach Joe Delaferra winning his first Huntington Warren Sussex tournament title. So congratulations to Coach Delaferra and to assistant coach Ryan Cummings and the JV coach Mike McGovern. The entire Pope John Lion coaching staff has done a great job putting this team together, building them up. They came off a first-round loss in the state tournament last year, St. Joseph Metuchen, after losing in the 101 Sussex final to Sparta last year, 9-4, and have really come back with a renewed commitment and have recaptured their 101 Sussex title they won in 2023. This is their third one. They won in 21 and in 23 against Hunterdon Central. And they win this year against the Voorhees Vikings. 15 seconds to go in the half. Disquits passes it out. Goes down the field. Out of bounds. Pope John ball. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Heller. Travis Heller to pass all the way down the field. It's going to hit the turf. Scoot towards the sideline. And there's the buzzer for the end of the first half. Well, the Kinnelon Colts leading 5-4 after one quarter. And Pope John has turned this around, scoring 7 times in quarter number 2 and not letting up one goal. And at the end of the first half, it's Pope John 11, Kinnelon 5. We'll start up a new feed after halftime. Should be about 5-10 minutes. Come on back to Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. We'll have the second half feed for Pope John versus Kinnelon. We're at the Spiro Sports Center in Kinnelon, New Jersey, at Kinnelon High School. It's Pope John Lions 11, Kinnelon Colts 5. We'll be back for second half action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.